Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make a stellated dodecahedron. Looks like this. First thing you want to do is go down into the bottom bar below and click the link. It'll bring up two of these little templates. You're probably going to want to do this size first until you have mastered it. And then you could go to the little ones, which probably really cute, but my dog is knocking the pillows on the pillow. Oh well. Anyway, you're gonna need, what I did was I cut out one of the smaller ones and copied it to 150%. Now, you're going to need 5 copies. Once you cut it out, you're going to cut dotted lines. It should be the only dotted lines on the paper. You want to cut those too. And let's get started. Okay, so now you've cut out all of your templates, including the little dotted lines, like I said. First, let me point out, I'm using cardstock, which is a lot thicker than regular paper because cardstock is a lot more durable, and I've done this a couple times. If you're just starting out, use plain copy paper. Trust me. First thing you want to do is fold all of these pretty little lines in here. This will save you a lot of hassle when you go to put things all together. And I'm folding these both ways because of the thicker paper, but if you can crease really well, I don't think that you need to go both ways if you're using plain copy paper. I mean, you can. It's no big deal. Actually, it might make your life easier. I don't know. Add some music in here so you don't have to listen to just paper rattle. there's one sheet. I'm not going to make you sit through all 5. You can just pause the video. And once you're done all 5, press the play button. Now that you have all your templates folded, what you're going to do is you're going to attach them. Now I'm going to do a group of 3 and then a group of 2, just so I don't have this long paper trail following me around, because you're going to do a lot of moving. Okay, so this is where the circles come in. I'm going to take one of my templates, I'm going to hold it up just so you can see it, the way I'm going to put it on the table. The tab with the circle on it is going to be on top. Now, this side with the circle but without the tab is going to be on the bottom. I'm going to set it on the table just like that. The tab's up here. Now I'm going to lay my second one the same way. Tab with circle on it, no tab but circle. Okay? And I'm going to lay it just like that. Now, the tab with circle on it and the side without the tab but with the circle is going to line up. That's where you're going to tape. You're going to put the tab on the over the non-tab side. Let me show you. Just like this. And the tab's going to go over. And just line it up. Take your piece of tape. Just stick it. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the next one. Same way. Tab on the top. Non-tab on the bottom. Line the non-tab up with the tab. Take the tab on the inside, well, on the side facing you, because that's going to be the inside. You don't want any marks on the outside. Piece of tape. Okay, that's the group of 3, and then do the group of 2. You can actually tape them all together, but I just think it's easier because there's less of a paper trail. Okay, same way. Tab on the top, non-tab on the bottom. Now, tape them together, tab on the top, non-tab on the bottom, line the non-tab up with the tab, put the tab on the side that's facing you, and stick a piece of tape on it. Now we will attach these later after we get done with the next step. Now that you've got your groups taped together, I've got my group of 2 over here and my group of 3. So I've got it laid out the same way. I did not change the position or anything. The tabs that we taped, that I said were on the top, they're still on the top. And the tabless side is on the bottom facing me. I'm going to start on my left hand side. I'm going to take this group of 3 right here. I'm going to take a piece of tape. I'm going to stick it on that tab right here. And I'm going to fold it. This is why we folded in the beginning, to make it a lot easier. I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it a triangle. Okay. Now with the cardstock, actually it'll work with copy paper too. It'll actually make it look better. I'm going to stick a piece of tape on the outside too, just to make sure it's secure. Okay. Now, there's that little circle. This group of 3, I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to walk you through this because some people get confused on how to tape it. And this is why we don't have all of them taped together. There's a lot of moving around. See, now this is kind of upside down. We'll get to that. But it's gonna look really funny when you get done. Don't give up though. I think the first time I tried this, I spent 2 hours trying to figure it out. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I didn't give up though when I figured it out. So, just taping on the inside and the outside. That's why we use clear tape, so you can't see it. And you can decorate these when you're done, however you want. Put glitter on them, sequins, whatever you want. Or you can leave it the way it is, okay? So, now we're going to do this group of 3. We just folded this one, okay? There's this group of 3 right here. It's kind of in a funny position because when we folded the other one, it moved. Stick a piece of tape on your tab. And fold it over. All of these are going to be triangles, or they're not really triangles, they're 3D shapes, and I don't even remember what that shape is called. And I was good at math too. At least I thought I was. Just taping. Putting a piece of tape on the outside. Okay. And now this one. This is your tab that we taped to the other template. This might look a little confusing, but you can move these. You're just going to take another piece of tape. Sorry, my arm's in the way. Stick it on the tab. And fold it over. Take another piece of tape. Stick it on the outside just to make sure that it doesn't come apart. This is your first template that you did. See, they're all those triangular shapes, whatever those 3D ones are called. I don't know. Yeah, great. It just came apart. Oh, okay. We're just gonna tape it back on. If that happens, it's okay. Just keep going. Actually, I'm gonna stick a piece of tape on the outside where we taped the tab to flat that just came apart on me. I'm just gonna stick a piece of tape on the outside so that doesn't actually happen again. Okay, so right here, this is your second template. Your middle one. Tape this one, this group of 3. Put a piece of tape on the tab. And we're gonna why only did 3. I might actually turn it so I can tape it. It's just the same thing throughout. If you finish before me, go ahead and fast forward it, and if you get it, go right ahead. Tape these. Actually, I'm going to put it back the way it was. Tape these 3 together. The tab is facing this way that we taped. Tape these 3. And it's going to cause a little bit of trouble here with all your other ones folding back. whatever works for you. I am sorry, I'm out of frame. I might do that a couple times just to warn you, but okay. I'm going to turn it around so the tabs are facing this way. I mean the tab that we taped. You know what I mean? Put those behind me. So there's this group of 3. It's always a group of 3 and it's always going to make a triangle. Come out with some funny shape, you can tape it right and try it again. On the inside and tape on the outside. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, if you're a perfectionist, I am a perfectionist, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's clear tape. It's not really going to show, and if you're going to decorate it, it's definitely not going to show. This group of 3. Just put a piece of tape right here. And if it makes it easier for you, take a piece of tape and put it on this other side. So when it comes around, you can just stick them at the same time. Actually, now that I did that, it makes it a lot easier, and it's coming apart again on this tab. So I'm just gonna stick a piece of tape here so it doesn't come apart like the other one did. Okay. Now, this is your lovely mess of triangles over here, or whatever the 3D shape is. And this is your last template, your third one. Well, not your last one, but your last one in this group, I should say. You have my tabs still facing this way that we taped to the non-tab side. You have this, actually, I'm going to start over here. You have this group of 3 down here. Take a piece of tape. Stick it on the bottom. Take another piece of tape. Put it on the outside. And then fold it over. Just like that. I don't know if you could see that. My hand might have been in the way. Sorry. And then we're going to actually do this one last because that's going to be tricky. I'm going to do this one, this group of 3. See your little tabs up here? It's the top one. Take this tape, put it on the tab. Again, take another piece of tape, stick it on the outside. Fold it over. And there's this one, this group of 3 right here. Your tabs up here with the circle on it. Take this, put your piece of tape on the tab. Yes, I just taped it to the table. Okay. that over. This triangle is going to move with you. Unless you fold it back. You can fold it back. It makes it a lot easier. Just tape it on the inside and then on the outside. Or you can do the outside and the inside. Whatever works best for you. And then you've got that last one. My tab is over here. My tabbed flat, whatever you want to call it. The tab's still facing up. Piece of tape and tab, and then put your piece of tape on the outside. Some of these you might want to move. You might have to move them because they will get in the way. I'm just doing that same thing. I'm actually taping it on the outside this time. And then getting in there and taping on the inside. Okay, this is your first one. Okay, now we're going to move on to the second group, the group of 2. And do the same thing. See, no black lines. And we're done that side. And all you want to do is you're going to find the plain side with the circle where my thumb is. And you're going to find your tab with the circle on it. And you're going to connect them. Remember, the tab is on the inside. So I'm just going to take a piece of tape, take another piece of tape, wherever that went. Lost it. Oh, it's right here. And I'm going to connect that. As long as you connect the tab flat, you should be good. So now you have this lovely masterpiece. Now this is probably the hardest part of this tutorial. See, you've got top row and then bottom row. What I think is easiest, start with top row. It's gonna get harder. It's gonna be hard actually do the bottom row, but you'll have the top row and you'll have the gist of what to do. So I'm starting on my left again. Got a tab, and all your tabs are lined up the same way. So what you want to do, starting on the top row, take a piece of tape and put a piece of tape here, and you want to tape it to this flat edge right here. Like that. Now do the next one. This one right here. You can see that? This one right here. And tape it to this flat edge. This is right next to the tab. Can't talk. tape it right in there. Okay. Now, you have a tab here, and you have a flat part here. Take a piece of tape. Tab, flat. Tape tab to flat, always. Well, at least in this tutorial. Okay. And the last one, this is the last part of the top row. You have another tab. Take a piece of tape. Okay. There's the flat. It's right next to the tab. See, they're right next to each other. If you can see that. Right next to each other. Okay. Now see how it's coming together really nicely? Sorry, you couldn't see that. I was out of frame. But see, it's coming pretty quickly. So now the bottom row. This is going to make it look really... This is the start of your bottom row. Not this one, because this, two tabs together. You do not want that. You want to take the... There's a tab here. And a flat here. Tab to flat. Always, 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 always in this tutorial. As I said before. Okay. Next one. Flat edge. We just taped this one right here. Flat edge. Tab. This one's kind of backwards from what we just did. We were doing tab to flat. This one's flat to tab, kind of, sort of, in a way. If I'm confusing you, don't listen to me. But okay. And the next one. This isn't really taped together all that well, but this one, right next to this one. There's a tab. It was hiding. But as you start doing this, it gets a lot easier. Like, I've done 5 or 6 of these, maybe. And normally it takes me a lot longer than this, actually. The frame again. Sorry. And the piece of tape just came off. Stand by for a minute. Tab to flat. It might get tricky for you to get your hand in there. As I said, it might get tricky for you. If something comes untaped, find where it is. I kind of lost track of where the top and the bottom row was, so from here on out it's pretty self-explanatory. You might have a hard time getting your fingers in there. to actually tape it, but and some of them might come off, because that's just how they roll. It should just come together quite nice now. Okay, almost there. Keep going. See, it's getting pretty hard for me to actually stick my hand in there. The last one is pretty tricky. I did not tape this one. That's actually a good thing. I can just undo that. That actually helps a lot. That was kind of weird that that happened. I did not mean to do that. But I've got a tab somewhere here. It goes in here. And then that was the last tab. It's not taped very well, but yeah. Just as long. You can tape it on the outside if you have to. If you're not as lucky as I was to actually have an opening. Just making sure that tab was taped quite nicely. I don't know what happened there. Don't ask. But for this one, I'm not going to be able to get my hand in there to actually stick tape all that great. Actually, it's not sticking at all. So I'm just going to retape. Or actually, I never taped that. Just tape the outside. And there you go. Yours should look like this. If it doesn't, well, try again. You'll get it eventually. As I said, it took me 2 hours at least to do it the first time. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make a stellated dodecahedron. If you would like a tutorial on something you're having trouble with, like one of these, just put a link in the comments below and I will try it. I'm not saying I'm a pro at this, but I'll try it, and if I succeed, I will reply to you or just put up another video, but there you go.